Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Cheryl Carr, your work doctor, and this is a pop up. And it's a pop up because um, I just finished a session and I'm starting to notice something that has me greatly concerned. Um, I've kind of been putting out this um, warning that the real pandemic is our lack of emotional and mental stability and well being. I've been saying that since the height of the pandemic. And the saddest thing to me is I'm not really seeing the help seeking that matches the crisis. What I mean by that is people are seeking help. Um, Even therapists are getting therapy now, my peers, um, because we're all collectively traumatized by what has happened to us. But something that I'm deeply concerned about are the level of anger that is being displayed and the lack of dealing with that anger and what anger does to us. I want to start off by letting you know um, anger is fine. It's okay. It's an emotion. And I have a definition for anger that is clinical, and I want to make sure I give it to you straight from the textbook. Anger is defined as a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Anger is often referred to as a secondary emotion because we tend to resort to anger to protect ourselves and cover up our primary emotion. A primary emotion is what is felt immediately before we experience angry feelings. For example, hurt, betrayal, the pandemic, regulations, and societal requirements and responsibilities that you don't like. And those are producing, like I said, anger is fine. It's an instinctive and completely normal emotion, but it is vital to acknowledge it, experience it, and let it go. It is a dangerous emotion when it isn't let go of. It's a really dangerous emotion when it becomes your impetus for your behavior. The one thing I want to say about anger is it's one of those emotions that I try to encourage people to experience quickly and treat it as a visitor and let it go. If you don't do that with anger, it takes over and completely will lead you down a path and behavior that you don't want. One thing I've learned as I've gone through counseling and gone through learning how to counsel and to offer therapy and treatment for people, I have learned the importance of experiencing my anger when I have it. I have learned not to be a nice girl. And I'm saying this because some of that really dangerous internalized anger that I've seen is experienced by women. Because unfortunately, the pandemic has disproportionately affected women. We've had to let go of a lot. We're grieving a lot. We're hurting a lot. And in that hurt, we are experiencing, there's three different types of anger. There's passive aggressive. I want to make sure I give you those: passive aggressive, open aggression, or assertive anger. And usually we women have been taught to be nice. Now, see, I'm not a nice person. I will never play that role again. I will never, ever try that weird role of being nice, but I'll always be kind. Nice is a fake act. Kind is who you are, and you want the best for other people. Anger pulls you out of being kind. You can be very nice when you're angry and seething underneath. That's a passive aggressive behavior. We call it microaggression. We call it all kinds of things, but all it is simmering anger put in a nice little cover of being nice. People can't take you expressing your anger or being in the moment. Most people want you to play the game of being nice. Now, I learned about anger and the importance of expressing it in the moment and letting it go when I went through a real trying time in my life and was very, very dangerously open, aggressive, angry. And that's been years ago. Never you mind, I'm fine. But I learned then to experience anger and let it go. I can't sit on it. I can't play with it. I can't deny it. I can't fake it. I won't nice it, because that's when it becomes dangerous. Like we said, it's a secondary emotion to begin with. And then it becomes a primary emotion that puts its tentacles on everything. And let's talk about, as humans, we are meaning making machines. We need meaning to everything that we do. And everything that happens to us, we respond accordingly with behaviors. Now, we each experience and behave from our emotions differently. And here's just a few type of behaviors humans go through. And this might be some psychobabble, blah, 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 boring, but I want to give you a basis of knowledge to encourage you to experience your anger, process it, learn to articulate it in ways that aren't harmful for you and those you love, process it and let it go. But we can be observable data and life experiences. We look at what exists and we behave accordingly. We observe and sense. That's a tendency for most women. We have intuition. We have our deep emotional ability to quickly get to our emotions. Men are slower, slimmer when it comes to emotions. They take a little bit longer. There's meaning, we ascribe meaning to what happens to us. And that's where we can sometimes add meaning. And this is where anger likes to visit us in our behaviors. It will tell us something's going on that isn't. And we try to give what happened the meaning we want it to have instead of looking at it with that observable data and life experience behavior, going, this isn't about me. This is a person who's experiencing an emotion. I won't take it personal. And that, my friends, we are not able to do that. I think some of it comes from social media giving us a platform and a voice and an ability to just talk, and say what we want to say any way we want to say it. I mean, manners have flown out the window. Nowadays, people do whatever they feel they want to do. And you know what? You can be damned. They don't care about you because they've ascribed meaning to their behavior that really isn't real. It's their own bubble world. So, no action or behavior stands alone, my friends. When you are angry, which I submit to you, you sat with yourself a little bit, listen to what's going on with you, especially those of you experiencing some anger, experiencing some depression, experiencing addictive behaviors. You're overly addicted to TV, wine, alcohol, sex, shopping, whatever your vice is, drugs. Many of us are self-medicating right now. I want you to deal with your anger. It's fine. It's a normal emotion. And you might be in a passive aggressive anger. You might be openly angry. I don't know. Only you know. You need to figure that out. But I just admit to you, we're all angry. What has happened to us over the last year has made us angry. And it's a normal response to trauma. It's a normal response that we have to figure out together. And I want to continue teaching this month about it's like an extension of slow living, but it's the power of silence or the practice of silence. And you won't figure out you're really angry until you really sit with that thing and learn what's triggering all of these other behaviors that aren't serving you well and aren't serving the ones that you love well. And I'll talk some more about how to determine the right meaning when you're in the moment, how to observe your own self, learn your own self, and then determine some behaviors that'll serve you better, especially as we're going to talk about anger. I have to. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm seeing more and more and more incidents that I consider to be life-threatening. And whenever I see something like that, it's like when we see high rises or a rise in suicide ideation, where people are talking about suicide a lot or talking about not wanting to live, we have to take a stand and help people. It's the same with anger, because anger can lead to all kinds of things, right down to murder, all kinds of crimes of passion. Anger can also be turned inward when we try to repress it and behave passive aggressive. That's when we have headaches, high blood pressure, heart attack, digestive problems, abdominal pain, depression, insomnia, increased anxiety, skin problems such as eczema or acne flare-ups, and even stroke. Anger is a depressor on the body system. It puts its foot on the gas of all of your biochemical and your responses. Like I said, it's the secondary emotion normally to hurt, betrayal, or someone taking something from you, loss, grief. It's a normal process in grief, but it is stimulated in those primary occurrences or feelings, and then it becomes the primary if we don't deal with it. When you don't forgive and let go of your anger, your whole body suffers. All your relationships suffer. Nobody likes an angry person. Now, me, I'm a big firecracker. I can blow up, but I'm over it. And then I'm done. And I don't want to stay there. Many of us are staying right there where we're very angry. We're very angry. And we're not dealing with it. So I popped on here just to say, your whole body will breathe a sigh of relief. Your whole life and emotional state will change if you face your anger and deal with it. There's nothing wrong with being angry. There is something wrong when you can't identify it as anger. Don't pretend to be nice. Be kind. Always be kind. But you don't have to play nice. It's okay to be angry. And let's talk about some more ways of how to let go of your anger. I'll talk some more about that in my Achieve with Dr. C broadcast coming up. I'll give you some ideas, some things that I do just immediately. I can tell you I like to color. I have a little adult coloring book. I like to write letters. And there's times that I'll do an email, I mean, a whole email on a word thing to say what I need to say. Then I know I'm not going to. And then there goes that phone. Turn that off. And then I let it go. I know how to express my anger. If someone makes me angry, I've learned not to repress that and press it down and do some passive aggressive stuff. I normally will say what I need to say. Now, I might have to apologize because most people want you to be nice. They don't care if you're being kind. And sometimes things need to be said in the moment. Something needs to be dealt with in the moment. And then I'm over it. Some of us need to get there. Okay? Be careful out there, people. People are angry. And I want to encourage you to be careful out there. Be careful out there. People are trigger hair angry. Okay? So we'll talk some more on Monday's show, CST, 10 a.m. I will talk to you some more about anger and how to express your anger in healthy ways. Okay? We'll talk then. Bye-bye.